So when I was 10, my mom and I went to visit some of our friends in their big, brand new, beautiful house in Tennessee. And they were these two ridiculously talented families, very versatile musicians, and it was embarrassing because I did not know how to play anything. And so on that trip, my mom's friend Serena introduces us to this new band called Nickel Creek, which I took a liking to very quickly. So at the airport on the way back, I asked my mom if I could get a guitar and learn how to play it. And she says yes, and that she'll teach me. And so we go to one of those big box music stores, and I get my first guitar. And I love it, and I play the crap out of it for like 2 years. But the thing about guitar is that it's big and awkward, and I am small and awkward. And the strings are made out of metal, so they hurt a lot. And depending on what songs I played, I was Michelle Branch, or I was Jewel, or I was Alanis Morissette, or Joni Mitchell, or whatever. And there was no room for me to express myself. And I didn't like that, and that's when I knew that guitar was not for me. So when I was 12, my friend Rachel and I were really big into Nickel Creek, and we wanted to form a Nickel Creek cover band. And Rachel could already play guitar, and she had a friend that could play violin. So I ended up with mandolin, because I was tired of guitar and I wanted something new. The thing about mandolin, though, is that for every note you have to pick and press down on 2 strings, so double ouch. And it's hard to play chords or anything because the frets are so far apart and my fingers are short. And you have to have some kind of knowledge of scales for the mandolin to really be useful to you at all. And my brain is just not programmed for that kind of behavior. And so I knew that the mandolin was not really for me either. So when I was 13, I was really big into Steve Martin's old stand-up records. And I wanted a banjo, because I guess I thought that I could be the next Steve Martin or something. And so at the end of the year, as an 8th grade graduation present, my parents got me a banjo, and I was really excited. The thing about banjo, though, is that it's hard to play songs that are in minor keys, or that are in any key that is not the chord that the banjo is tuned to. And my banjo had a little drone string on the top, and I would forget about that, and I would try and strum, because I like to strum, but the banjo's not really designed for that as much. And it had a drum head that needed maintaining, and that was another thing that I just did not want to learn, because I had just learned how to string an instrument on my own, and so it was kind of overwhelming. So I put the banjo aside. So when I was in high school, my dad's coming home from work one day, and he passes by this music shop that we like, and there's this weird-looking thing in the window. And he says, "Well, that thing looks dumb. Maybe Molly can play it." So he brings it home and presents it to me, and I'm like, huh? But it ended up being a very fortuitously elegant solution to all the problems that I'd encountered with these other instruments, because it was small, and the chords were easy to play, because there was 1 string for every finger on my hand, and the strings are soft. And all the skills that I'd picked up from being mediocre at guitar and banjo and mandolin made me a pretty decent ukulele player right out of the gate, and so I stuck with it. And that's why I play ukulele.